This video is very similar to the Denver Nuggets and their hopes to repeat a championship this season. It will end eventually. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xerath Prevails. Not the Denver Nuggets, just Xerath. So, today we're going to talk about 3v3 and all the vagaries of how to win in KYBER 2, folks, with a really small roster, 8 million GP, which is actually doubled from what it was about a year ago when I didn't buy this account, I restarted it up, and I bought some light speed bundles. That's the buying part that I was articulating. So we're going to talk about how to win in KYBER 2. Somehow I'm in KYBER 2. I have 2 Galactic Legends. It's a huge mess. This roster is way too small for some endeavor such as this. I should be in Erodium or smaller or lower, but we can't do that, folks. It's in the name. We prevail. So whoa, that's not where we need to be. We need to be right here still. This is a long form video, folks. So I do this every season as a labor of love for the smaller accounts that, I mean, this account isn't even super small anymore, but this is for, with the aim of helping smaller accounts understand kind of my approach to how to go through and kind of, win the majority of matches, and even if you're totally outgunned. I end up having a winning season every time, despite my pessimism to the contrary. So, here, real quick, let's shout out my 2 videos for 3v3 defense teams and offense teams. This is from my main account. We're going to be talking about my alt account tonight, my smallest account, Prevail Man. But those 2 videos are things that I think most rosters, even people with way smaller rosters, would benefit from watching, because you get to see what like the end goal is. But I realize that it's not as relevant in strategizing and planning currently. So watch those, and then you can watch this long form and kind of understand, reacclimate to the 3v3 madness that we're going to be participating in. And huge shout out to my patrons. I had a couple typos in here last time, folks. Huge apologies for that, and I hopefully got them correct now. So, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for your support, guys. I truly couldn't do this without you. And if you want to support this channel for free, folks, all you gotta do is hit that thumbs up button, like, subscribe, and comment. The algorithm is in KYBER 2. I mean, the algorithm's everywhere, folks. It surrounds us and binds us and penetrates us. That sounds way more graphic than I intended, but Obi-Wan is the one who said something very similar to that first, so I blame him. Let's get to the game before we have another embarrassing meltdown, shall we? Whoa, we're in the game. Madness. Wow, this is so crazy, guys. I can't believe this account is already at 8.1 million. Let me give you kind of, because it's longer form, I do like to take a little bit of time to introduce people who are new to this series and everything. Tell you guys, show you guys what's going on with the account a little bit. We're not going to do like a whole recap of like my plans for the account and stuff, but you can see we have 2 Galactic Legends. We're at 8.1 million. I'm not close to my next Galactic Legend, folks. It's not remotely close, though I do have a lot of good characters. I'm starting to unlock the Conquest characters, which is a fairly big deal. Maul, I don't have a lot of plans for him right now, unfortunately, but we do have... we have other teams, though. The biggest thing lately has been we have Seer and Jedi Cal, so I can help my guild attempt to unlock Zephyr. We haven't accomplished that yet, and I don't anticipate we're going to get close at all anytime soon, but it is something that we could strive for if we so chose. I bought most of the Lightspeed bundles, folks. Not all of them. There's a few that, unfortunately, I'm not going to spend $50 on a few of them. It's just too much. But, I did buy the Night Sisters one. We don't have Marin done yet, though. My guild is good enough to have gotten Third Sister unlocked for me, but I don't have Inquisition at all, so we're gunning for that. Stap is very close to done, and I don't have the gear saved for him, really, but I should. I put the Omicron on, I put the Zeta on, and I have the Datacron. So anyways, we've got a lot of cool teams. We don't have Malgus yet. Lots of stuff that a lot of people have. I just unlocked Jedi Knight Luke, folks. He's at gear 7, and it's gonna be like 3 months till I can actually put actual gear on him, so that seems a little bit worthless and wasted. But, you know, this is the team, or this is the roster, folks. I'm buying, you know, and spending resources on characters that I think are going to be good long-term, like Baze Malbus. Even though he's not a requirement character for anything, he is going to be part of our long-term goals. And so lots of stuff. I actually put out a video pretty recently talking about my long-term goals and how to prioritize different things. I'll try to put a link to that video in the video description so you can go and look at that. But real quick, let me just show you, folks. We're in KYBER 2 with only 2 Galactic Legends, and I realize some people with smaller GP are in KYBER 2 as well, and, you know, huge props for that. Congrats. It's a tough thing to be able to manage, and so like what do we do to make that happen? Let me show you my defenses from last 3v3. So we're in KYBER 2. How deep are we into KYBER 2? I think I ended up having a really crazy record last season. Holy cow. Oh, no. Okay. Wait. Yeah, okay. Okay, for a second, I was reading it totally wrong. I was transposing the 3 and the 5. I was like, there's just no way I'm that close to KYBER 1. Which, it's true, I'm not. But it looks like I dropped in skill rating during the squish for the first time in a long time. First time ever, really, on this account. So, yeah, we are in KYBER 2, though. I expect that we're just going to get pummeled back into KYBER 3 at some point, but I don't even think that this account should be in KYBER 3, so I guess we'll just be happy with what we can get. Okay. Hold on. Let me rewind just a tiny bit, folks. Another way to get ahead in GAC at this level, folks, is chasing Datacrons that are obtainable and something that you can actually get. And so you can see here that I do invest in Datacron some. The Doubt Cron set was really good to us. Frankly, I think that this current match or mishmash of sets is going to be even better. You can see we have Admiral Holdo and her Cron. Oh, I don't have the Bane Cron. Hold on. Do I have enough materials that I can that's not great. I hope we can reroll, because I'm gonna. Oh, here we go. Should we just do it on stream, guys? Let's just see. Can we get Bane? Because I'm about to unlock Bane. Come on. Yes. Okay, cool. So Bane is very close to unlocked, guys. Just 1 more week. Honestly, I don't know. I won't have gear for him. I'd probably have him for 5v5. But we do have Bane coming along. We have Ben as well coming along this upcoming post-conquest, whatever they're called, the things, you know. Hold on. Proving grounds, that's what it is. So, anyways, we've got some of these crons, good for some of our Jedi. I do have Keller and Beck here. I have Cal. We have a few that are relevant. And then we're also, lo and behold, I almost have a Relic Reva, so that's something. The Padme Cron is ridiculous. It's super good. If they have a padlock, folks, that means that it has the level 3, the 15% max health and max protection thing for whatever, if it's light side or dark side. So we've got a couple good Cron as a base, you know, as a foundation. We'll try to get more, obviously, over time, but then we have the First Order Special Forces TIE Pilot and First Order Stormtrooper, which are going to, and Padme, those are going to be kind of the foundation for what I'm running this season, and then eventually maybe we'll get Reva up and running as well. But a lot of our hopes hinge on Datacrons, folks, and I don't spend money. People are like, man, you must spend a lot on your alts to do this. It's false. You can see I have saved up a lot of crystals. I'm waiting for the Profundity event, in fact, to come around so that we can just you know, advance our star level. I have a 4-star Profundity, and so I'm working on that stuff. But at the end of the day, I don't spend any money on Datacrons I do spend enough to I spend it on the Conquest Pass. I spent $10 on the Conquest Pass, and so the idea being we just do it what I call the lazy way, and that means we get the get crate 5. In this case, I ended up going a little bit farther than I anticipated, surprisingly, but just going for crate 5, maybe a stretch goal of one after that, just to get the Omicron mat, but we're on the 6-month plan to get a new character unlocked. So you can see Bane, I could unlock him right now if I wanted to. We may as well wait though. You know, we could buy the shards if we wanted to, and then Padme will end up, or Queen Amidala will eventually get her unlocked as well. It's just she's on the like I said, 6-month plan, so it'll take a while to get her unlocked. But you know, in the meantime, in the interim, we're just doing it the lazy way, and that's why Bane is on his way. And so I'm already done, guys, and now I'm going to be doing 3 refreshes every day to get my Datacron sets up more and more and more. And you know, those 3 refreshes in Conquest are fairly important, especially once you've gotten to the point. Honestly, guys, I almost think that for smaller accounts who can't really, like, keep up anyways, I almost think that in Conquest, you should just go the 6-month route and then get that done in a week, and then spend the rest of the week, like the second week, just working on Datacrons. And doing refreshes. That's what I kind of think that, guys, because I have a bunch of characters that are unlocked now that I don't even know what to do. Like Dark Trooper Moff Gideon, he'll be Relic 0, or he'll be Gear 0 for a long time. You know, Queen Amidala, like, what the heck am I supposed to do with her? She'll be Gear 0 for a long time as well. You know, Bane, I'll try to move him up as quick as I can, but it's not that big of a wait at this level. It really isn't. So you almost may as well just work on Datacrons. Maybe I'll make a video on that sometime, folks. So here's what I ran last time, and I'm gonna change some stuff, but just for some context, folks. You know, we have Darth Revan, we have CLS, and the whole key, folks, is you want to place enough things that your opponent can fail on you a little bit, you know, like hopefully you trip them up a little bit, and then the second aspect of that is hopefully, so you cause some fails, and then you hopefully are able to also clear your opponent. I don't like playing a half board game. Sometimes it ends up being that way, but that's not what I intend. That's not what I'm trying for. I'm just trying to get the full clear. And so we gotta put a mix of teams that are you know, decent on defense, and then that aren't gonna hamper our offensive utility. And then when we get to once we get down to it, I'll just put some garbage teams down, frankly, because all my opponents have more GP than me. Every single one of them usually have 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 more million GP than me, and so I'm never gonna beat them on quality or number of teams. It's going to be, hopefully we trip them up because they don't know what they're doing. If they know what they're doing, we're gonna get killed. And second, you know, if we trip them up, then we can be more efficient than them. So we put Rey here. That we don't have Ben. Hopefully we'll unlock Ben in a few days, and that'll be wonderful. But once we do unlock Ben, then we have to gear him and put Omicrons on. Like, it's a never-ending mess, folks. It is a total mess. It was a total stretch to put an Omicron on Stap, but what can you do? Grievous is one of my very favorite squads of all time, so I think you got to show a little loyalty, frankly. So we put Rey down here because people really struggle with Rey, especially at the lower levels, especially when you have a decent Datacron. I know Holdo is not probably optimized for this 3v3 version of the team, but beggars can't be choosers, and I never ended up rolling a Rey Datacron. Okay, so this is one team that I'm definitely going to replace. The Seer Malicos team, yes, it gets holds at this level. At most levels it does. In KYBER 1, not as much, but this team also forms the backbone of what I'm trying to do, so that won't happen. And then you can see I bought the Ewok Lightspeed bundle. And so you can see the Chirpa, Paplu, and Wicket are just hanging out there. Probably replacing Wicket now with my Gear 11 6-star Nisa. Just because Nisa's better, and we don't really have a Datacron for that squad anyways, so we may as well throw a Gear 11 Nisa, I guess. This is another one about the Geonosian Datacron, or sorry, at least Lightspeed bundle. But before this, they were all like Gear 10 and Gear 11, just garbage. The Vader squad, this team can actually, this team has some legs. Probably I'll keep it for offense though, honestly, because it doesn't really slow people down on defense. Grievous, I just got Stap, so we're probably gonna just keep that. Yeah, like this garbage Karth thing, where this comes from another of those Lightspeed bundles. Like these characters are all just no good. And Fin Poe is, I actually do get a few holds with them every once in a while. But you can see we've got a mix of like good teams with like CLS, Seer, Ray, Darth Revan, all of those guys in the front zone as part of my strategy of like, people don't know what I placed in the back unless they scouted, and they might not know how to scout, or they might not, they might scout poorly, and then when they get to the back, they don't really, there's not much resistance. We just put some garbage teams down, and then up top again, we just kind of put some garbage down. We have like a Wookiee Pets team that's just not gonna. You know what? It gets like one hold every season. It's always, we have a long hard laugh. Ah ha ha. Guys, one thing that I should have said at the very start, the thing I'm trying to push is, and make sure people understand, is if you want to watch me play this game, I don't put out a ton of gameplay videos of me doing GAC because I don't want to recreate my own content. I'm live. I do play all of these live on Twitch. It's free to go to Twitch. You can go in the video description. Come hang out, guys. It's free. Just download the Twitch app. And then if you have like a subscription with Amazon Prime, then you can actually just use that to make sure there's no ads or anything. And that supports me as well. You know, I'd really appreciate it. We have a good time. We have a pretty good crowd. It's a fun time, folks. I know that it's a different app. That's not what your preference is, but I also I'm a partner on Twitch, and I think I would rather not multi-stream. Frankly, I've been thinking about that a lot. Well, I'll try to do a YouTube stream soonish. Well, we'll try to figure that out. But until then, come watch me on Twitch, and all of my videos, because I'm a partner on Twitch, all of my, what they're called VODs, like my video repeats, you can go find those on my Twitch channel as well. And I play all three of my accounts. This account is the one I played the last, so you might have to fast forward a little bit, but it saves them for 2 months, and then they get deleted. So you guys can go and watch my VODs. You could be like, hey, nice VOD. I'll be like, I know. I realize that. Thank you very much. To IVM. Taivum. Anyways, come watch me on Twitch, guys. It is a good time. I think. Not to brag or anything. If you get there early, we always gamble on my first match with channel points to see if people can predict what my score is going to be. If it's you just guess over or under, and it's free as well. That's just channel points. You don't like buy them, and you don't use them for anything really. It's just fun to pseudo gamble, I guess. I don't know, guys. Okay, so, gosh, we're already like 20 minutes in. We haven't talked about any of the teams specifically, but we'll start moving quickly. I'm sure of it. It's a little bit of caffeine here, so let's see. So this account, you'll hear me lament it over and over and over and over again. I don't have enough Zetas. I'm actually fairly stressed out. For some reason, I thought it was a good idea. I'm trying to get my executor team, like my fleets, all my pilots, up to Relic 8. Well, except for Bosk, because who cares? But the other three, the main three, like the triple attacker ones with IG-88, Cad Bane, and Bando, they all need to be Relic 8, and I put a Zeta on Bando thinking that was going to really substantially help him, and it kind of just didn't, and I'm kind of regretting it, because now we have Bane and Ben being released at the, coming out to this account at the same time. I have 0 Zetas for him. That being said, I do have a 1 Zeta for Rex, Krex, and we do have his Omicron. I need to get him his gear. I need to get everyone his gear, but we are crunched like crazy on Zetas, folks. That we just have no wiggle room at all. So yeah, this team isn't going to get that many holds. It can still do a little bit. I'm considering, actually, guys, I'm considering just running a fully Gear 12 team and just doing Rex, 5s, and Krex, which is as an approximation of a pretty successful team if they all have like Relic 5+. I might just do that anyways because we're taking General Skywalker out, but this team is good enough that people trip up on it because they use some pretty abomination-ish stuff. It's pretty bad. Here's a pretty garbage bounty hunter team that gets me like 1 hold a season. And then here's my, we're definitely here. We're just gonna delete that right now because I need to have bays available. He's, you know what, let's just remove that as well. We need that as well. The other ones will live if I forget to swap these out. But anyways, yes, dude, I realize, is BlueStack seriously not taking notes? And then this is the last word on ships I'm gonna give you, but I don't have the ships, the Empire or Sith ships yet that are going to let me do off meta things against other fleets, and so I put the best version that I could find of Chimera down. This isn't the best. I mean, Radis, she's only 6 stars anyways. It's only 6 stars on the bomber, though I am working on the bomber. It's almost done, actually. I even have a 7-star comeuppance, because I do farm things that I should be farming sometimes, folks. I mean, all the time, really. And then we have a 4-star profundity, so nothing too crazy, but you'd be surprised, almost just shocked at how inept people are at fleets. It is absolutely baffling. So I like the 4-star profundity because if I use it on offense and win, yes, it can win, but you're automatically docked 8 total banners for your win, even if you don't drop a single banner in the fight, because you have 2 reinforcement slots that are not available, and you get docked 4 banners for each. It is outrageous, it's unfair, and so I may as well just throw it on defense, right? So, okay. Let's start talking about these squads here, folks. What's the plan? So, first off, we have the Supreme Leader Kylo team. I am taking Special Forces TIE Pilot, and I'm probably just going to keep it for offense. Frankly, we have Crew here. He's going to be reappropriated from that Seer Malicos squad, because Seer Malicos is needed for greater things, frankly. I'd love to put this on defense. In 5s, I do put both of my Galactic Legends on defense, because that really messes with people who don't know how to interact with Datacrons. If I have a good Datacron for them, they're like, oh man, I've never seen Supreme Leader Kylo have such terrible mods and yet do accomplish so much. I just don't have that luxury in 3s, folks. I can't clear. There's some Galactic Legends I just don't have a chance against unless I take Supreme Leader Kylo. So we're going to stuck with him on offense. Then we're going to put Rey on defense. This is the version of Rey. If I manage to get Ben, an Omicron, and all 3 Zetas, and Relic 5-ish, then I'll probably swap out for Jedi Training Rey and put him down. She makes a pretty good 3rd, though, especially because now it's a full resistance squad. It can mess with people. Ben might actually be a detriment there. I'm not, that's probably not true, really, but I can tell myself that, and we can all feel better about ourselves, right? Okay, so, surprise, it's just so jarring, folks. On my other accounts, when I'm making these lists, it's like, oh yeah, and here's another GL, there's another GL, there's another good character and stuff. And the very first team, like when I go to create a new squad, see, I just go from the top of, these are all just leftover characters from the hopper of all the different characters that I could have used on different teams, and that's not to say they're not good. I just didn't have a specific squad in mind for them, but I'm just so used to, having better teams be the star. Instead, it's like, hey, look, it's Admiral Radis. That being said, Admiral Radis is, so they made Inquisition really good again, so I think for another 4 months, unfortunately, Adrad is not going to be killing Inquisition. If there is some kind of chink in their armor, though, Baze is what makes this team tick so well against a lot of these different teams. That being said, if we run into Imperial Remnant, which I don't see a whole lot in KYBER 2, but if we do see those, then this team will stomp all over it. It'll beat any Iden team out there, even though we have Wampa. My Relic for Wampa is pretty sketch. He doesn't have good mods, and he's a little bit gun shy, poor little fella. So yeah, this Adrad team is kind of a world beater, honestly, guys. Even though we're losing the Jinkron, we're gonna get all those extra health and protection boosts from the Datacrons. So I'm pretty excited about this team this season, folks. Okay, so here's the big switch, guys. We're going to be using the Seer Malicos team with Starkiller, and this is in theory gonna kill Ray teams. Now, I probably should get higher relics on Starkiller. I just put relic 8 on Cad Bane, IG-88, and Bando, yet my Starkiller is relic 5. Like, my priorities are all over the place, folks. It is a total mess, but this team should, in theory, kill all the Rays that we come across. And frankly, it's Malicos who's doing the majority of the damage. Starkiller does facilitate it pretty well. He drops the Star Destroyer of Healing. He does some cool stuff, but really it's Malicos interacting with the other two more than anything. And he is Relic 8 with 3 Omicrons, because I'm a silly lad. This team in 3v3 has 6 total Omicrons. I didn't plan it like that, but there it is, folks. Gosh, I could have 7. The third on Starkiller is luxury, though. We don't need it. Let's see. Okay, so we have Veers. And, I mean, most importantly, Dark Trooper. I would love to put more relics on him. I'd love to put more relics on everyone. That would be really fun. Relics are fun, but instead I'm farming Stap for some reason. And so no bonus relics for you. You guys just get to hang tight. Eventually we'll get Veers up to gear 12, and that won't make even a dollop of difference. And those of you who don't know what a dollop is, go find out. We've got CLS probably just going to go on defense if I can spare one of my thick crons for it. That's what you call the level 3 that gives you 15% boost to your protection and health for each other of the same light or dark side that each character is. So like you get 45% for this team, I believe. I know that it reads a little bit different. It reads kind of like everyone gets 30%. I think though that the reality is you get 45, and CG is just bad at wording things. So anyways, if we can spare a thick cron, probably just throw this team on defense, because people just don't know how to beat it, frankly, guys, especially if you give it a little boost. And yeah, it kills stuff on offense for sure, but it's kind of awkward initiating offense and you drop some banners because you're not necessarily the fastest squad, you just have really good turn meter stuff. So this is a really good team in the intermediate levels to really, mess with your opponents on defense, frankly. Like, they'll end up using a way stronger team against it because they're afraid, or they'll disdainfully attack. I've had so many people ask me, really? Like, that's the best CLS team? No, it's not. And they don't understand. Like, this team has been an amazing team on defense for like 3 years. Like, just no kidding. Yes, there's counters to it, but especially with a good little bit of Datacron support, this team holds the line on defense. If you ever look at my defense on this account, if you look it up on GG, every once in a while someone fails like 5 times on it. And then a lot of times people just be like, yeah, I have 7 GLs tier 2, I'll just use a Galactic Legend. And I'm like, well, I mean, okay, I mean, it may as well, I guess. It's not my favorite, but okay. Not my favorite as in it's not my preference. Now, I don't have Ki-Adi-Mundi on this account. He's not even unlocked. I have 32 out of 80 shards. I don't anticipate unlocking him anytime soon. So, we have Keller and Beck. We have the Keller and Beck Kron, and I am honestly gunning for unlocking Bo-Katan Mandalore. That'll be in the next 2 or 3 months probably, but Keller and Beck, and you saw I keep talking about Bando. Those are half of the requirements for Bo-Katan. Where will I find all the Omicrons for everyone? No one knows. No one knows. Maybe we'll just die. So, Keller and Beck with General Skywalker, I think... Okay, I think this is the team we're going to replace the Seer Malico squad with on defense. Yes, we're also losing that General Skywalker 501st team, but people who knew what they were doing... plus, last 3v3, he was just Gear 12 anyways. General Skywalker was just Gear 12, and so the whole team was Gear 12. It wasn't holding the line by any stretch anyways, so now that he's relicked, he can go with Keller and Beck, give him the Beck Kron, and this team, honestly, is probably going to get me a lot more holds than Seer Malicos, because people will try stupid crap on it. I do have an Omicron on Beck for some reason. My guild is like, yeah, don't place it on defense. I'm like, should I use it on offense? They're like, I don't know. It's just totally misused right now. Sometimes I sneak it into a zone and no one says anything. I'm just like, zoop, and and then he doesn't get holds either, because it's just one Keller and Beck team in a horde of Geonosians. But one way or another, guys, this team should do okay. I mean, higher relics would obviously help General Skywalker, and probably putting his last Zeta on, his basic, but, you know, we get what we get, folks. We'll put this on defense on the bottom zone, and hope we get some holds, hey? On offense... we have Qui-Gon and his Omicron, we have Anakin at Relic 3, and then I like Shock T on this squad if she's not needed by Padme, which I don't think she's needed by Padme at all this season or the next 4 seasons, because Padme needs Relic characters because she's going to be using her Datacron. So Shock T, she can give on basic, and when she's called to assist, or just when she does a basic, she gives offense up to the whole team. So Anakin hits 100% harder. Yeah, it's not as good as Ki-Adi-Mundi hanging out there with him, but it's better than nothing. It's better than a kick to the nuts, depending on who's kicking, and the longevity and nature of said kick. Ooh, let's move on, folks. So this team, this is kind of just a desperation team. I wanted to put it here right next to Keller and Beck. The Beck team is way better than the Qui-Gon team. I just wanted to show you all of the characters that could potentially kind of be working together. Okay, we've also got Jedi Revan here with Jedi Knight Cal and Mace. This team will, this isn't the ideal version, really. Like, if I had a Gear 13 Basti, which will eventually, I guess we will, because of Leviathan, but I don't have Malgus unlocked, even in the next 6 months. I want to have him. So, these guys will instead take down Malgus squads. We see Malgus all over the place, and yes, they're low relics, but Jedi Cal is a miracle worker, and we can do it. I would love to have Jedi Luke here instead of Revan, potentially. But it is what it is, guys. He's Gear... I think I got Luke up to Gear 8, though. Maybe he's just 7. I don't know. Stop asking me questions, guys. But this team is definitely going to be on offense. It kills a lot of stuff. And it also takes out, if they don't have the Datacron, which hopefully they don't. KYBER 2 is like, some people do, some people don't. If they don't have a good Finfinzori Datacron, this team will absolutely bludgeon the hell out of it. With the good Datacron, depending on what the squad comp is, what the relics are, it gets a little dicey. But this team can beat a lot of different squads. This is definitely one of the squads that, like, if my opponent has Malgus, then I'll save it for the back in case they placed Malgus. If they don't have Malgus, then I'll just use it on the first team in the front zone that I think it is going to be frustrating and this team can beat. Like everyone needs those kind of floater teams that it's like, yeah, has a wide range of teams you can kill, and then so you can take out a lot of these different teams, but then you can just use them in the front zone right away, and you don't necessarily miss it. You're not like, oh, I should have saved Jedi Revan, because I don't have a specific counter for it unless it's Malgus. But it's just nice to kind of have one of those floater teams that you can use in the front zone without remorse, because you need a few of those. Because some people throw you a curve for a curveball sometimes, or they'll throw you a curveball. Sometimes you are the curveball. I'm not sure. But we do have Padme. So at first, I don't... In 3's Commander Ahsoka Tano is just... I'm just going to say she's really damn awkward. I don't I don't have Jedi Master Kenobi to hang out with. Like, she would love to hang out with him. This season, the next 4 seasons, absolutely would love it, because the Datacron would really go well. However, she's Galactic Republic, and the Padme Cron is admittedly very, very strong. And so I think, I haven't decided yet, guys, this team is probably going to go on offense at first, because the Padmecron is just so bonkers, but this may end up on defense. In fact, I don't make many adjustments throughout the season on my defense, but this might be one of them. I haven't made up my mind yet, but I think we'll start with offense and see what it does. If it's killing Galactic Legends, I mean, maybe we do put it on defense, because if people don't know how to navigate the squad, I might just get some wins. But yeah, Kat she's so nice in 5s on a ton of teams in 3s. It's just, who knows what to do with her, man. Like, it's a, there's a problem with Maria, there's a problem with Commander Ahsoka Tano as well. So, alright, we've got Bando. Hey, look at that. Did you guys know he's Relic 8 with 2 Zetas? I haven't talked about that at all yet today, have I? Have you seen his pristine mods? I actually think I rolled a 25 just earlier today. Where are you, Mr. 25? Okay, I lied. Oh, that was I think I got it on my other account, actually. I rolled a 25 on someone else, though, today on this account. True story. You guys are excited, I can tell. But look at that. Han is also Relic 8. I got him to 8 to help with the raid, because him and Piet can actually do the high-level raid and actually get a decent score, so I can actually contribute to my guild. But then, Chewbacca, this team is not a world beater, but we don't have the Bando Cron anymore. Which really, it's kind of a bummer. But this is the best team for him in a lot of ways, because he gets healed by Chewbacca, and he gets his Whistling Birds 2 at a time whenever Chewbacca goes. So if Han goes, if he does his barrage, so he can do like his middle attack and gain all the turn meters. So he does his middle attack, Chewbacca goes and assists, so that's 3 total instances of damage. Han 1 and Chewbacca 2, because he does extra damage on the side. He does 2 instances of damage every time. And then Han can then get another turn, and he'll do a double tap, so that's another 2 instances, and Chewbacca also assists again for another 2. So, what is that? That's 3 plus 2 plus 2 or something, which is 7. That's not very good. 3 plus 2, plus, yeah. But, I'm sure it's way better than that, guys. I'm sure I'm miscalculating somehow. You can get him up to a decent number. I guess if someone shoots Han and he hits back, that can help a little. Anyways, all I'm really trying to say, folks, is you can ramp up his Whistling Birds a lot better than most most teams. Now, I'll keep this for offense, because sometimes people will place a bad Lord Vader squad, especially now that there's none of the doubt crons. We can actually use our bounty hunters to kill certain numbers of Lord Vader, certain versions of them, and so this team might end up going with like Boba Fett lead instead, which he's kind of good there too. And he ups their crit damage, which they do decent crit damage, at least Han does. Now, Dash with Vandor. Another likely place to put Bando is with this team. You could also put, like, I think, hold on, why? Oh, was I gonna put Boba here? And oh well, guys. Really, I mean, it's Dash, Vandor, and someone. Really, like, Boba is really good here. We could put, like, L3 if we thought Dash's damage was enough. Eventually, we'll get Hondo to go with him. Anyone, basically anyone we want. Vander just keeps him alive forever. It's kind of fun. But we could also put Cat here, I suppose. That's another destination, and this team actually will kill some of the Jedi Master Kenobi squads that we'll see if they don't have too good of a Datacron, because if they don't have Cat, Instant Leap, Chewbacca, Vander Chewie, then Shower Scene Chewie, as I like to call him, then you're able to eventually kill their Jedi Master, or Jedi General Kenobi with Cat. And then you can eventually gun down their Cat and maybe get the win, or at least make it clean upable. It's kind of a challenge, to be honest, guys. I don't recommend it, but it's kind of a slog. If we can kill Kenobi squads with something else, that's what I'll do. I would love to get Inquisition one day, but Who knows when that will be. Riva is getting close to done, at least. Okay, so here's where things get awkward, folks. Palp and Mara Jade just kind of get dumped by Starkiller. We could throw Thrawn with them, I guess. Thrawn could also go with Treya. We'll see in a little bit. These two, probably we want to keep them for offense, though, guys, because... I mean, my Mara Jade's pretty fast, but a lot of people still outspeed her. 366 is pretty quick, but we don't have Starkiller's extra speed. Also, if we get into a position where we just go with Seer, Malicos, and Jedi, like Baby Cal, then we could also just use Starkiller with EP Mara. That's another option, honestly, and that's probably something that I will end up doing sometimes. So, you know, if they have a bad Ray or they don't have a good Datacron, they don't have a Datacron at all, then maybe I'll just use the old school EP Mara Starkiller squad and then use a Seer Malicos team to kill another Galactic Legend. That's probably a decent split, and honestly, now that I'm saying it out loud, I like the way that sounds a lot more if my opponent doesn't have good Datacrons. If they have amazing Datacrons, we probably need to look elsewhere, but this team isn't killing a Galactic Legend, but those two splits will actually kill two different Galactic Legends. So, you know, sometimes it's good to talk out loud, to speak about things that you're thinking of, because you'll be able to recognize some of the flaws and fallacies that you have been embracing. So, anyway, EP Mara, Thrawn, this is a team that we could end up using. The EP Mara Starkiller team, if they have good crons, you still kill all of the teams, with the stuff. Now, one of the biggest flaws in this account, guys, is I don't have a way to kill Leia, really, other than Supreme Leader Kylo. Kylo will kill her, but then we don't have anything to do against, like, Jabba. I guess we could use Night Sisters to kill the ads, usually. It's kind of sketch, but it's the world we live in, God help us all. I've cleared people who have placed like 5 or 6 GLs against this account, thinking that I can't clear them. But we have pretty good off-meta stuff. If we know what we're doing, if we can find a chink in the armor, and sometimes we just don't even clear a zone. Sometimes it's like they're rubber and we're glue. No, we're also rubber, and we just bounce right off of them. It's not very cool. No part of it is cool. The situation or my metaphor. Like, there's the coolness rating 0. So we've got Darth Revan, and we don't have I wish we had Malgus, but man, I wish we had Leviathan, so then these guys could just magically be Relic 9, but they're not, and we don't. So this team will go on defense. We'll put a decent cron on them. We'll try to thicken them up a little bit without putting relics on them, apparently, because we're fake like that. And people don't know. Sometimes people just fail on this, just utterly. It's very sad. I don't have good mods on this account either, folks. I mean, I work on them a little bit here and there, but you know, it is what it is. You have 3 accounts. You can't do great mods for everyone, for all of them. So, anyways, we're improving on mods. This team has okay mods. How fast are you, Darth Revan? Probably not even 340, huh? Not even 320. Whoo, boy. That's embarrassing right there. Not for me, for him. Man, I wouldn't show my face. I guess he's not showing his face. Bad example. Okay. So now we have bounty hunters. I don't really see usually a great way to split bounty hunters in 3s, guys. Usually it's like, okay, hey, we're using you 3, like, so I guess the best split that exists is if you're killing Lord Vader, you can use Bando with Fennec Lead, Grief, and Bando. That does work against some Lord Vader squads, especially like bad Lord Vader squads. And then you can sometimes find a way to use like Bosk, Mandalorian, and like Boba, or maybe Jango, something like that, to kind of just, you know, get you where you're going. I don't know, guys. You know, you can do that, or you can just accept the fact that it's awkward in 3v3 to use bounty hunters in any great, wonderful way. Like, without Grief on the team, the Bosk team with Mando is just kind of a shallow. I don't know. It's a shell of itself. It's very sad. It's actually depressing in reality. Now Treya, we do have the Omicron on Treya and Savage, so that's fancy of us. Obviously, you guys don't realize how fancy it is, do you? But we don't have high relics. Sometimes we could just use Scion, which I think he's Relic 3 as well, and then we can push Savage with like that EP Mara team. Or he can solo something. I mean, at Relic 3, you can do something like that. Though we gotta watch out for Datacrons, of course, thickening our opponents. But, yeah, this squad, this will get you through, like, Tuscans or, you know, a lot of the different Jedi teams. This'll beat that CLS squad. A lot of people just use Savage to solo the CLS team. Depending on how strong the CLS squad is, I would certainly not want to try that with Relic 3, but that is a possibility. That they're another one of those teams that's just kind of a take-all-comers. One thing that I want to point out, folks, that a lot of people have been, I mean, I see people complain about this a lot and be like, why doesn't this work? If you're facing, like Darth Treya with her Omicron seems, and Savage with his, seems like you should be able to take down like a Darth Revan team. Keep in mind that if they have Malak on the team, Malak stops enemy Sith from gaining turn meter, and that's a big part of Treya and Savage's kit. And so it just kind of shuts you down and makes it so that it doesn't work. So that's why it doesn't work against Darth Revan. That being said, there's a ton of other teams that you can take out with this. And, you know, I'm curious to see if it's going to work on, like, the Padme squads. Honestly, with the cool Kron. Time will tell, but that's something I'm thinking of. Now, we do have Maul. And I suppose, I don't know, we could put Django on the team. You know, everyone is just assisting a whole lot. None of them are really that fast. So yeah, I mean, 265. One thing we could do, and I probably prefer this if we have Watt available, which we kind of just don't. I put him with like a Darth Vader team, but if we have him available, sometimes we'll just have to have Vader go without. Then we can jumpstart Maul into going, and he can, as long as he has enough damage available for him, you don't need Jingo. Canderous is good to get. He gets a lot of turn meter and assists at gear 12. Kind of negligible, but you're still putting damages over time on him. He's gaining a lot of turn meter to kind of push Maul into gaining initial turn meter. It's a decent setup. If you have Watt, you can do a special to trigger Frenzy on Maul so that Maul gets his first turn AoE. Canderous assists. He'll gain a bunch of turn meter. He'll do his AoE that triggers Frenzy on Maul again so that he gets 5 stacks of Anguish to distribute as he pleases. So yeah, and then if we do that, then Django can kind of just hang out with a GL Newt team, and that's pretty strong. I think that's my preferable way of managing it. But sometimes we'll just want to use Watt instead. We'll want to use Watt with Darth Vader instead. So, yeah, we'll just have to see. Here's Wampa. We already talked about him. The thing I like most about this Wampa is if we run into a Sith Eternal Emperor squad, sometimes we can't one-shot it. Sometimes we don't have the right team. So, instead, we'll kill the ads and then have Wampa go in and clean up Sith Eternal Emperor. Is it efficient? Not so much, but it is effective against people who want to just place the house against us. If you want to place all 7 of your GLs or whatever, all 5, whatever we're facing, we'll find a way through most of them, assuming we don't have some kind of catastrophic breakdown. Now, we do have Grievous. For 1 week, this team is going to just not be good, probably. And then, like, Grievous in 3s is one of the most disappointing things in the world, honestly, folks. But then, once we have Relic Stap, which he's almost done being farmed, we have the Stap Kron, we have the Stap Omi, and we will Stap all over people and destroy their hopes. I don't know how good it's going to be in 3s. I think it's going to be fairly good, frankly. I'm really interested to see how it goes, folks. I'm fairly excited about it. So stay tuned for that. That's seriously, that's going to be a high point in this account. Honestly, it's gonna be so silly. Okay, Geo's defense. let's just move on. I hate them. We have Night Sisters. I mean, everyone's Relic 3, except for Marin. And we'll probably just try to kill Jabba, or the Jabba adds with this team if they're placing them. Otherwise, like, Starkiller can actually kill the, he can kill a full Jabba team in 3s or in 5s. And so that's pretty fancy. But then, otherwise, yeah, this team will kill like General Grievous, it'll kill Geos. It punches way up. Sometimes you can, depending on who you're facing and what they're doing, you could take out like a CLS team. Just gotta be careful because Chupio will eventually eat your entire lunch, even as he's in the shower. So yeah, this team is kind of a flex team. My favorite squad to beat with this squad is honestly like a Grand Inquisitor team without Marin. People do that, and I guess we have to be careful of Datacrons if they're doing that. But with this account, they probably don't, and they just don't know what they're doing. So they split up their Inquisition like idiots, and this team gets to feast. It's pretty fancy. Just be careful, guys. You don't want anything that causes permanent death, because even at Relic 3, Talzin gets one-shot by a Boba missile to the face. Alright, so now the Hux team, we don't have First Order TIE Pilot with his Omicron, and I don't recommend it. I'm not going to apply it. But we do have the First Order Stormtrooper Datacron. And, gosh, I wish I had the Zeta for him. I guess I have enough to apply one Zeta. Gosh, I am actually... I'm tempted, because he calls people to assist, and that actually is part of the Datacron. I just don't... I don't think we can do it, guys. I have too many Zetas that need to go on too many good characters like Ben and Bane, and I guess Step is done. Like Luke, Jedi Luke, my Galactic Legends. So yeah, it's just a mess, folks. This team, I think this will be good. It's kind of weird because we're going to be buffing Hux a lot in his offense, and he's not very good at offense. He's not terrible. I've almost given thought to just putting Red Trooper at lead, even though he's doesn't have a leadership. Like, at least then you're ramping Sith Trooper, like Red Trooper's damage. We might try something weird like that at some point, especially if we're going to be losing a match. We may as well do some science and see how it works. Okay, so Mothra, I put her leadership Zeta on because I was getting no mileage from her. I wonder if I need to put, I do have some really, like, just, yeah, tenacity mods are fine. She's probably really slow. It's not bad, honestly, guys. Let's see. Oh, this is the promotion thing. Who cares, man? I don't know. Did you guys see how? Oh, I'm Omega poor, guys. I'm not just Zeta poor. Look at how many Omegas I have on this. This is just, it's tragic. This is, we're getting the most out of everything that we can, but holy cow. So yeah, this team can be okay on defense. Like, this is, on offense, I mean, you can throw Cassian on here, actually, if you're trying to clean up, like, a Jabba or something. Mon Mothma can be targeted right now, though, guys. She doesn't have the unique that stops her from being targeted. So we probably don't want to put her on defense, though. I bet no one would really spot that and take advantage. I know I've killed a few Mothras where I'm like, oh, wow, I could have been targeting her the whole time, and I just never even thought to look. So anyways, this team could be on defense. It can also be a really good team to clean up stuff. Probably put Cassian here instead of Cara Dune, because then you get the healing immunity and the ability block from Cassian, and you can just spam it every other turn. Kyle Katarn gives you the damage, and then you get Worthless Guy, who also gives decent damage. So let's see. Yeah, I mean, okay, so I'm just trying to throw some teams together, guys. If we're going to use a Seer Malicos Baby Cal team, then probably this isn't going to work, but we have Reva. I would like to make the best use of her. She's going to have a Datacron here. This is a half-hearted attempt at best, but there is a little bit of UFU synergy with Cal that can kind of be had with this whole team, and then eventually I'll give her her leadership Omicron, which will at least give us the opportunity to, you know, get Deathmark and stuff. I don't know if we'll put it on defense or what. Probably this might be a decent defense team once I get her relicked and put a Datacron on, but we'll just have to see, folks. I'm I'm half guessing that Baby Cal's just going to go with Seer Malicos a lot. So maybe not going to happen regardless. Then we have, so Boba is a really good scoundrel leader. He just gives, he's a good leader for anyone just because all allies gain 50% crit damage and some crit chance. And then he gives some bounty hunter stuff to everyone. And then he has some decent synergy with Mr. Spoken for and IG-11. Would we like to place the Zeta on him? Absolutely, sounds amazing, but we're probably not going to because of reasons I've been whining about this whole video. And this could be on defense or offense. I like the idea of Boba being on offense for me so that he can go with either bounty hunters, like a Bosk bounty hunter team, or with like he can be the lead for Han and Chewie squad, or we could just do this. And if it's like, hey, against Night Sisters, as long as we keep Boba alive, he'll just execute them all eventually. You know, like if you have something where he's just enough offense, you could do something like this. Otherwise, Kuiil and IG are also a little bit awkward in threes. You could put any number of characters in the lead, even if you don't have a leadership, and they do okay. They're not world beaters. Not many are though. We have Darth Vader with Moff Gideon. Moff Gideon, he's not relict, so I can't put him with Padme guys. I love the Gidme squad. He's the guy. Is he the guy I just rolled a 20 something on 25? Hey, look at that. We found the 25, folks. I wasn't bragging. No, I was bragging. I wasn't lying. So he doesn't even have, he could just get a pretty easy 20 speed here, but no, I'd like to do it the hard way. So he's 323. The one nice thing, he has synergy with Darth Vader. So you put the weapons tech on Darth Vader, and then Moff Gideon can go, and he'll reduce everyone's turn meter, except he can't reduce Darth Vader's. He refuses to be diminished, and so Darth Vader just goes before everyone. And with that weapons tech, depending on who you're facing, you're going to stop them from reviving. It's going to, like against Night Sisters, it's a disaster. Against a lot of different bounty hunter teams, it's a disaster because they don't get their revive if he has weapons tech. So we'll do that, or we'll put Watt with Maul. And why is my Watt gear 9? Because he doesn't need more gear, and I don't want to pay any Chirotech for Mr. Knob Marine guy actually advancing. Who cares, man? It's the Techno Union. They're low tech. It's kind of funny. So let's see. Yeah, here's the Ewoks. Probably gonna put Nisa here. She doesn't have any Zetas, so I guess we should see like what. Oh my gosh! Look at all those stats she gets for this. Oh, this is an Omicron. Never mind. What does this one do? 100%. Oh, we don't need a Zeta on her. What we do need is 7 stars. And so that'll be nice eventually. And then Nest, worst version of Wampa. Let's just move on. Nest probably just ends up hanging out with like Dash or something like that. And then we have Finpo. Probably just put him on defense, folks. We need something that can trip our opponent up. Sometimes this is a team that could potentially do it. You guys saw the Hera team with Captain Rex. We might do it, or we might put him with that Gear 12 Rex and 5s. Well, time will tell. I kind of like that idea because of the Omicron. Kind of gives them all a nice-ish boost. And this team isn't beating anyone anyways because I don't have Zetas for them or good mods. And then, guys, if I'm not using Mothra with Katarn and Cara Dune, which I'm not sure what I'm going to do, then we can use Mothra as the third on this Akbar Leia team. And she just gives them a bunch of turn meters. She does a lot of cool stuff because all of the things that she does is considered to be a non-attack. And so Akbar, it just really works well in tandem with his Omicron. I don't recommend applying his Omicron, but it is a fun interaction when you can use Akbar with Mothra and Princess Leia just coming out to snipe people right in the face. Machine Gun Leia. One of the most fun, enjoyable squads ever. So, guys, we're right at 1 hour. My voice is getting tired. I need to go to bed. Anyways, let me know what your thoughts are. Questions, critiques, like just very, very flattering criticisms, folks, are absolutely welcome. I would love to hear what your thoughts are. Genuinely do love to talk about, especially about smaller accounts. 8 million. It's a lot of fun to hear what your guys' experiences are too, and it's good learning for me. So thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Xerath prevails.